Generalist social work practice with juveniles in criminal justice. Historically, social workers have been at the forefront of advancing human rights, civil rights, and social justice. Early social work practice was marked by visible participation and commitment to serving incarcerated youth at the micro, meso, and macro level by taking positions in corrections and courts, collaborating in community-based interventions, and advocating for policies grounded in the attainment of equity in the juvenile justice system. Just as African American youth were initially excluded from the juvenile justice system, African American social workers were often denied access to participation in this type of social work. In spite of continual marginalization from within the institution, Black social work pioneers forged their own interventions in assisting and advocating for Black youth who are at risk of becoming or already participants in the criminal justice system. Juvenile courts were governed by the philosophy parens patriae, Latin for parent of the nation, which also served as justification for courts to intervene in families to promote the welfare of juveniles, especially in families of lower socioeconomic status. This approach aligns with the ecological perspective currently held in social work, which accounts for the relationship between youth, families, communities, and the systems they interact with as contributing factors to a child's involvement in delinquent behaviors. Child welfare and juvenile justice share origins and were often intertwined in direct practice. The interrelatedness of the two institutions allowed social workers to engage in case management for youths and families connected to the criminal justice system. However, in the early 20th century, the social work profession widely adopted the psychoanalytic perspective, which shifted the focus from addressing the needs of the family as a unit to emphasizing individual pathology of the youth as the sole factor to address during intervention. Tragically, the shift in perspective assisted in the facilitation of a chasm between case managers for juveniles and what we know today as probation officers. As the focus on psychoanalytic social work grew, fewer social workers maintained careers in the juvenile justice system. Individuals working with the juvenile offenders joined in understating the social aspects involved with delinquency. Currently, juvenile probation and correction officers no longer require any foundation in social work. Minimum requirement for working in the juvenile justice system is a bachelor's degree in any profession. Lack of social work training has led to a less nuanced approach in working with youth connected to the justice system. Probation officers see themselves as enforcement agents and focus on maintaining social control in youths whose family of origin are deemed incapable of raising children that conform to societal expectations of behavior. Their focus is punitive rather than on rehabilitation, and recidivism rates are high. Social work interventions are viewed as too lenient and are avoided when working with juvenile justice populations.